Ilya Pyrgos, he got a Nobel Prize because he made this observation. And it sounds like a bit of gobbledygook, but effectively what he was saying is you could reverse the effects of entropy. And entropy is the idea that everything in nature grows and then dies. And his observation was that if you applied enough pressure to a substance in a contained space, you could reverse the effects of entropy. And he coined the phrase perturbation, to be perturbed. And so that's how coal, instead of turning into coal dust, turns into another form of carbon. If you apply enough pressure, that's how diamonds get created. So how is this relevant to our discussion of mindset? Well, everything you want in life is just outside your comfort zone. And when you get to the edge of your comfort zone, that's the growing zone. And what do we experience when we get to the edge of our comfort zone? By definition, it feels uncomfortable. We're experiencing perturbation. And if we choose not to lean into that perturbation, we go into the dying zone. So everything is either growing or dying, and that includes us as human beings. Let me tell you a story about that. Was a pretty avid skier. I used to ski 50 times a year sometimes. And that's me at a resort in the monasteries. And again, that's me for scale. And those are two snowcats to kind of give you a sense of the slope here. And what skiers love to do is to ski powder. And on a day we're in a resort accessed area like Whistler, on a day when there was lots of powder, you'd go out early, you'd be standing in the lift line sometimes as much as an hour early so that you get to be first. But by the time noon arrives, much of the mountain is already skied off, or all the fresh powder, the unbroken powder has already been skied off. And what that means then is you start skiing in the areas that were harder to access. Still within the resort, but now you're skiing through the woods. You're jumping off of rocks and things like that to get to places where other skiers wouldn't be able to go. And I was pretty comfortable doing that stuff. And then I moved to Toronto and lived in Toronto for 5 years. And believe me, there isn't any skiing, what I would call skiing anyway, in Toronto or anywhere in Ontario. And so that what I meant then is I only skied about a week a year, and that would be around my birthday, which is March the 1st. So, you know, my buddies would be skiing since November, and I joined them on, you know, in that first week of March, and we'd be going up early for the powder days. And towards the middle of the day, when we started skiing through the woods and jumping off the rocks, suddenly I was now very uncomfortable. And this is what I learned: if you're not pushing the edges of your comfort zone shrinks. So areas that I used to be able to go to pretty comfortably, I no longer could, because my comfort zone shrank. Now, the thing about the comfort zone is if you go too far past the comfort zone, you can go into this area of panic or danger. And this is when you're frozen and stuck. And to some, it can look like you're at the edge of your comfort zone. And in other cases, it looks the same, but now it's an entirely different problem. And the thing you want to do is walk back off of the ledge back to that place where you're in the growing zone. So my job as a coach is to push you out of your comfort zone. Your job is to let me know if we've gone so far that you're experiencing panic or danger, because then we'll take an entirely different approach.